Hi everyone, welcome to my next video. I'm really excited to talk more about my driveway project because I came up with a solution and I'm really excited about it. And this has really been on my mind because in my previous video I was talking about living alone out here as I continue to get older. And I absolutely never want to give this lifestyle up. I hope I never have to. But there comes a point in time where we all start slowing down, and I have. And stacking the wood is becoming challenging for me, even though I'm taking my time. And so I'm deciding to spend some money on this driveway to make the delivery of my firewood much more accessible so that I don't have to work so hard. While at the same time, try not to spend too much money, right? Well, I had a very nice gentleman come out who was highly recommended. I hope you can hear the seagulls. I love the sound of those guys. I had a very nice gentleman come out who was highly recommended, and the first thing I asked him was, did he think it was feasible to use this pathway for extending my driveway? And the look on his face told me everything I needed to know. It's quite steep. There's a turn, and to make a turnaround, it would be extremely costly. And so that idea went out the window. Yet I had a backup. And I'm going to show you what this backup plan is. The backup plan didn't work out either, but something else decided to show you what I'm doing, because what I learned was, or what I was reminded of is, sometimes you don't have the obvious answer right away. Sometimes the answer or the best choice is right in front of you, and you don't even think about it because you're thinking about something else. And this is the wood that I have yet to stack. But now that I have something in the works here, I'm going to leave it for now. And here's a view of my cabin. And some of you have mentioned that it looks a little bigger than what they imagined. And I think that's because it's up on a hill and the porch is huge. That porch is my favorite place in the spring, summer, and fall. And it is, oh gosh, I'm guessing 12 by 30 maybe, something like that. And if you took off the porch, my cabin would be tiny. so, so it is absolutely the best place to be, and one of the reasons why I bought this little place. And so, back to my driveway project, and I have stacked 6 cords of wood, piece by piece, by myself, with the exception of this pile, which I'm gonna guess is about a half a cord. But I'm leaving it there for now because now I'm going to have this guy come out and do something really exciting. But this was option number 2. And at the time, which was yesterday, I thought I only had 2 options. Now, when you buy off-grid property, there's so many things to think about. But honestly, the most important thing is access. And this driveway was already installed when I bought my property. And of course, the cabin was built. And the drainage ditches are all done. The water is appropriately directed downstream. I have a stream down there. And it even never gets muddy in times of when the snow melts or when it rains. So the driveway is thankfully never been an issue for me. And that is crucial for anything that you buy, especially in Maine. If you live here full time, you don't want to be stuck in the mud. You don't want to be slipping off the road into a ditch. You want your driveway done correctly, and thank goodness mine was. Well, the only other option to get to my cabin, which is over there, was this way. And you can't see it through the trees, but it's pretty level, going in an angle. And so we stood here and we talked about it. And I thought, well, option 1 won't work. So option 2 is my only option so far. And we discussed how many loads of gravel it would take and the equipment and the time and all that. And he came up with an estimate of $8,000. And I was not surprised because I assumed it would be around there. But I don't want to spend that kind of money this year. And I realized maybe I would have to wait another year or two. And I'll just keep stacking my wood the way I have been, even though I really don't want to. And I'll just save the money. But on the way back to his truck, because he was parked over here, he kind of looked at this little area, which has been right in front of me the whole dang time, which goes to show sometimes the most obvious answers to problems are the ones that you don't think about. And I have been throwing my wood up this path, 6 cords worth, 1 piece at a time. Can you believe it? And there's one of my water containers. And then I go up into my backyard and I toss it back down the hill, which is really easy because my wood pile's not too far away. So we're standing here and he says, "Wait a minute, Barbara. Get your driveway coming here. Why not just widen this so your truck can come right down the hill, and we'll put your driveway right here and we'll build it up so that it's level to that hill. So you can just drive right back there." And I thought, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of that? Because I was overthinking. I don't know, maybe I'm not as smart as I thought I was. I was overthinking that this couldn't possibly work. I don't know why. I didn't want the truck too close to the house. That was one concern of mine. I did not want a load of firewood leaning against the side of my cabin. But what I can do is just have him deliver a cord at a time. And I can scoot it out of the way and have him come back and do another. But see, that's how I look at things. You can figure things out as you go, and there is an answer to everything. And sometimes the most obvious solution is right in front of you, such as this was. So I'm going to clear this all away, and I think he's going to come with a, I guess you call it a bobcat, and he's going to put in a drainage ditch here, and I'm going to do a video when it's done. It's going to be awesome. And he's going to build up the grade so that my truck is level to this hill where my fence is. And I will also install a very large water barrel right there on the corner because it's shady. And instead of keeping my water in these containers, I can empty the containers into the barrel and have a larger supply of water. And I won't have to carry them. I can just back my truck right up. Now, this project allows me to do something else that I never thought I would be able to afford. And that is because this driveway, to grade it, to gravel it, to bring it up to grade and put in the drainage ditch, is only going to cost me just under $1,000. And that is music to my ears because that means I have enough money for a well. And where do I want the well? I want the well right there. Which means I can get a swimming pool one day. Or not a swimming pool, but you know those animal water troughs? I've been wanting one of those for the longest time. Yes, I do swim in the ocean, but sometimes it's low tide and sometimes the water's too cold. And it has been my dream to have a little tiny swimming pool back there. So because I can afford this, now I can afford my well, and because I can have my own water source, I can now seriously think about a vegetable garden. And that is really, really exciting to me because I'm thinking long term. I may be more and more less mobile, and if I can become even more self-sufficient out here with a garden and with my own water and with an easier access to my cabin, that is going to help me immensely as I grow older. And so if I sound excited, it's because I am. And I'm really, really happy I found this man because he just is very genuine, uh, local, does lots of work around here, and I completely, completely trust him. And so, yeah, less than $1,000 to do this. I'll be able to back my truck from here or just drive straight in, whichever. And I absolutely love that. So, living off grid, every property is different. Every piece of land you look at is different. And each one will have its own challenges. But just because something looks difficult initially doesn't mean that there can be a solution. And I thought this was going to cost me at least $8,000. And now I can do my driveway and have the well installed because the well is going to cost me 10. And by next spring, I will have the money. So I am really excited, and I'm really excited because I don't know how to run the water to the cabin. I'm not sure if I will even do that because that will take someone to really dig a deep trench so that the pipes don't freeze in the winter. I think I'll just simply run a hose in the summer and just walk out there and have maybe someone build a little, like a little house covering over it so it doesn't get frozen by the rain and the snow in the winter. And it's a short walk anyway. Now here's one more project that I think I talked about this before, and you probably can't see it, but I plan one day, financially speaking that is, if I can, to install a small bathroom to the side of the cabin that I'm pointing my camera on right now, on the other side of my chimney pipe. And that is going to be really easy because I'm going to have someone remove a window, existing window, make a door frame, and just frame a probably 5 by 8, and leave it roughed in with the roof done, and I can finish it myself because I already know how to do the insulation. I've done the downstairs, and I know how to do the paneling because I used pallets. And I'm going to bring in my compost toilet, which I presently keep outside, but as I age, I can just bring it inside, and there you go. I'm even living even easier as I hopefully become 90 years old one day, still here living in this place. Now, I talked about purpose in my other video, and I don't want to get off topic, but there is something that has been with me throughout my life, and that is to have some sort of an animal sanctuary. Not a shelter where animals come and they find new homes. I don't want to deal with the public in that sense. But my dream has always been to have an animal sanctuary for wildlife. And if I ever become financially able to do that, then I would sell this place and I would find land, and my dream would be to live right smack in the middle of 100 acres somewhere and have someone come by every once in a while to make sure I'm all right and continue to do YouTube videos and take this channel to a whole new level, showing you all the critters that live out there with me. That is a dream, and I'm not sure if that will ever come true, but I like mentioning it because, again, I'm still in great shape, and with all these improvements, it's only going to raise the value of my property. And that's all justifies all the improvements I'm doing here. And that makes me feel really good too. So there you go. Please feel free to ask me questions, comments. Yes, anytime you look at off-grid property, there are pros and cons, but you can manage if you have the important things like proper access. You can find public springs for water if you don't have enough money to install a well. You can make a pull-behind sled for winter and pull your groceries through the snow. And there's my sled over there in the grass. And you can get water from a public spring and bring them home in containers like this. There are so many different ways to live cheaply and economically and save your money and be out here and listen to nothing but the crickets and the birds. That's cool. So thanks so much, everyone. Please feel free to always ask me questions, leave your comments, and anything I might have left out or not made clear. I tend to ramble sometimes, and I'm just so darn excited. I'm going to do another video when this driveway is completed. This part will remain the same, but this will be drastically different, and I'm so darn excited. So yes, you can make your property anything you want. Take your time, find reputable people. Don't spend your money on an impulse. Look at all options. Look at the most obvious ones, which is what I overlooked. And use what you have, and you'll be amazed at what you can do with your own off-grid property. Thanks so much, everyone, and I hope you're all having a really great day. Take care.